Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today, we are starting another reading vlog that is solely focused on reading my Book of the Month edition books. And the reason I want to do this is because I've had a Book of the Month subscription for, I think, 2 years now. And sadly, I've probably read maybe two or three of my Book of the Month edition books, which is unfortunate because clearly I'm paying for the subscription and I really like the Book of the Month subscription. I like their offers, but for some reason I'm just not picking them up. And partially my fault because there have been a lot of books that have come out through Book of the Month that I have read and that I have enjoyed, but I specifically don't get them in the Book of the Month edition because either maybe I own a different book by the author in like a different format and like I want it to match, or I don't know, I think it's something that I'm like, oh, I'm really, really going to like that. I don't know if I want the Book of the Month edition. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense sometimes, my reasoning, but I'm trying to stop doing that and commit to buying the books that I'm most interested, that I really want, and just picking that one and stop caring so much about my books matching because I think as I've gotten older, I've cared less and less. And now I think it's time for me to really solidly just stop giving a fuck. But for today's vlog, I think the book I'm going to start with, because my hold for the audiobook just came in on Libby, is Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz. I am excited to get to this. I have watched One Tree Hill, which if you don't know, that's what the show that she was in at the time. And I'm pretty sure this follows her life at the time when she was on the show and like a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes. And then also the fact that I guess at some point she was in a cult, which sounds interesting. So I'm excited to read this. I'm excited to start. It's pretty short, so I should get through this quickly. I don't really have a set list of books that I'm going to do for the rest of this vlog. I think I'm just going to play it by ear and see what interests me and pick out what's in my list from there. We shall see. But let's get into the vlog. Hello, darlings. So it has been, I don't know how long since I filmed that intro clip, but I did start Dinner for Vampires, and I have also DNF'd Dinner for Vampires. Unfortunately, I started listening to the audiobook of this yesterday because it's a memoir. I really enjoy listening to audiobooks I really enjoy listening to memoirs via audiobook because it is narrated by Bethany Joy Lenz, and the audiobook was very good. My issue with this book and why I DNF'd it is because it is somewhat very religious, because she does end up in a Christian cult. And I personally, I'm not very religious and I don't enjoy reading books that do involve a lot of religion. And I did look up some reviews when it started getting to be like a lot of the book. And a lot of people were saying that this book just mainly follows her struggle with her faith and like her relationship with God, which is perfectly fine because it's understandable. She does end up in a religious cult, so it's makes sense as to why that would be a big part of the book, which I didn't know that it was a religious cult going into it. I just knew it was a cult. I mean, a lot of cults are religious, so maybe I should have inferred that. But it's just very heavy on the religion, and I wasn't feeling it, and I don't know if I will. I feel like as of right now, it is a tentative DNF for now. I probably will maybe try and give this another shot at another time. But as of right now, it's not really my vibe, and I wasn't really feeling it. So I don't think I'm going to continue on with this. And I know a lot of people had an issue with the fact that One Tree Hill is like a very small, minute part of this book. I don't think she talks about it very much, which honestly wasn't something that was going to bother me because realistically, like, I was interested in what was happening behind the scenes, what was happening, on the outside of that, even though there was a lot of stuff happening on One Tree Hill that like you find out about, because I've seen clips from, like I mentioned, on TikTok from her podcast, and they were talking about all the drama that happened with that. I guess none of that's really addressed in this. That wouldn't really bother me. It's just really the fact that it is so religion heavy. It's just, I'm not feeling it right now, unfortunately. But who knows, maybe at some point in the future, I'll want to read this. But as of right now, I'm putting it down. Now I have 3 choices for my next option pulled down. 2 of them I just got in my most recent book of the month, and one of them I have already started. So we have Razorblade Tears, which is the one that I had already started. I'm 134 pages into it. Damn, I got pretty big far into this. This was also very good. I was enjoying it. My mood changed and I wanted to put it down. So I could keep going with this. This follows two fathers who their sons were married to each other and they were murdered. And the fathers weren't very close to their children because both of them are low-key kind of homophobes. And they're trying to figure out what happened, essentially, because the police aren't really doing anything. And they're going around trying to figure out who murdered their children. It's been good so far. It's been, I don't even remember when I put it down. It was a little bit ago, but I could pick this one up. I think maybe I'll do that just because I've already started it. I might as well just continue it, but we shall see. Our next two options are Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey, I think. This one, honestly, I don't even know what genre this is, but I know it follows a woman. She like washes up on shore to this family that I guess they're going through a lot of stuff, and like she like somehow like brings them all together and they all have like a happy ending. I don't know, something like that. It sounded like it was literary fiction, but I could be wrong, but it sounded good. And honestly, the cover is what really pulled me. I thought it was really pretty. So this is an option we could do. It's a pretty short one. It's less than 300 pages. Yeah, it's less than 300 pages. So this could be another one. And then my next one is probably one that I'm like the most excited for, if I'm being honest, but it's The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This one, this year's book of the year for book of the month. So I did get this one for free in my box. And the reason I really want to try this one is because in the last vlog, we read All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. I did get my copy. I got it from Book of the Month, so I choose one of my credits. And I loved this so much. This is a literary thriller that I ate up. I gave it 5 stars. And God of the Woods is another literary thriller that I think these came out within the same year, last year. So this is another one that I want to give a shot. I really enjoyed the literary thriller aspect of All the Colors of the Dark, so I think I'll really love it in this. It's had great reviews. It won the Lolly, and then I think it also won a Goodreads Choice Awards, I think for thriller, I believe. So I am really excited to get to this one. This might be the next one we get to. I don't know. Maybe I'll be good and finish Razorblade Tears, but I feel like this might be the one to pick up. We shall see. But the only reason why I think I might not pick it up is because I do still need to read Notes on an Execution, which is like, I think another literary thriller. I was just looking for a bunch of literary thriller recommendations. This one came up and I got it through the library. However, my loan is ending for this in a little over a week. So I think I need to read this one first and then I can go into God of the Woods. We shall see. Hello, good morning. So I did pick another book to start. But I decided to start Don't Cry For Me by Daniel Black. I'm only 50 pages in. I got 50 pages in last night. But let me tell you, those first 50 pages, like, things have happened. But the basic synopsis of this book is it is a father writing letters to his queer son to kind of explain why he treated his son the way he did throughout his childhood and why he is the way he is, because they don't have a good relationship. I think it states that like they haven't spoken in like 15 years and now he is dying. So he's writing these letters to kind of explain why all those things happened, why he is and how he kind of became this person and what led to their estrangement. And just off these first 50 pages in this book, I already feel like this could be a 5-star. Like, I don't want to jinx myself, but some things happened. Literally, I marked it page 38 in this book. Something so awful happens. But I'm enjoying it. That's what I say, because like, it is sad already. I know many people say they cry reading this. It's pretty sad already. Sad. 2 different pretty major sad things have happened. I tabbed both of them. I don't know if you can tell. But I'm enjoying the epistolary format. I haven't read many epistolary books. I think the only other one I've read that was epistolary was The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I'm pretty sure it's considered epistolary. Because I think he's writing his journal, isn't he? Which I think still counts. But it is going well so far. This isn't too long of a book. I think it's like, yeah, like almost 300 pages, 297. So I'm not too far into it, but I am really, really enjoying it. I somewhat reorganized my little book of the month collection over there. The top of my shelf has gotten full though, so I have like no space for any new book of the month books. And this month, I picked my new one in like 2 days, so I'm getting another book. And I saw that there is, I think, not a sequel, but it's like a companion novel to this, I think, and it's called Isaac's Song, and Isaac is the son that he's writing to in this book, and Book of the Month also has that as well. So I wanted to get that, use one of my credits, and get it as well. I've got no room unless I reorganize everything, and I can't be bothered. I've just felt so lazy these past few weeks. Like, I haven't wanted to organize anything. I bought these shelves. I haven't put them together. I have no motivation. I just want to chill. I don't want to do anything. But I don't know. I may read some more of this today. Yeah, I'll probably, because I was going to say, maybe I'll listen to an audiobook. I'll probably start another one on audio. I do really want to read Wild Dark Shore. That was, I think, my book of the month from last month, because that one sounds good, and I've heard very good things about it, so I think I will start on that one. Or I could read God of the Woods. I have been wanting to read that one ever since I finished All the Colors of the Dark. I'm looking over here because that's where the stack of books are. So those may be my next two options. I still have not tried to pick up Dinner for Vampires again, and now that I've been away for a while, I don't think I will. That may stay a DNF for a bit. I'm not going to get rid of the book, because who knows? Maybe some months, years from now, I might be interested in reading it again, but definitely not in time for this vlog. I don't think I'm anywhere near in the mood for that kind of story. It's just not really my vibe. But yeah, Wild Dark Shore or God of the Woods, maybe the audio that I pick up for this. We shall see. I want to try and read at least like 3 books for this vlog. And I mean, I DNF'd one, so I don't really know if that counts. Because I wasn't that far into it when I DNF'd it. But we'll still see. I'm going to continue reading this book and then start an audio for something else. And then we'll see where we go from there. I'm at a dog park right now, and I'm trying to read, but there's, like, it's a regular park and a dog park, but there's, like, a dog that's trying to attack another dog, and the owner's trying to, like, hold him down. I think you can, like, hear him barking, but the owner of the dog that was getting attacked was, like, I don't know what he had. He was, like, trying to beat the other dog off. The guy seems like he's trying to help. I feel like he's telling her about, like, an animal foundation that can help her. I guess because her dog's, like, reactive. I've never had a dog. I mean, I had a dog when I was young, but I've never had a dog, so I don't know. Okay, they're leaving now. Rightfully so, because her dog was off leash and he was not handling it well. He was trying to attack the other dog. Hello. So, as you can see, I went out for a bit. I read in the park. There was the whole dog situation. But I'm back now, and I've read up to page 100 in Don't Cry For Me. I'm still really enjoying this. I still, like, it could be a 5-star. And reading this, I don't know, it's just hitting. Like, obviously, I can't really personally relate to being the black man of a black father that never accepted him, but, like, so many things his dad is saying to him, you can clearly see that, like, he does love his son. He just very much doesn't know how to show that. And the way he was taught to show your love was through more of his actions. So, you know, he went to work, he provided for him. There was a specific quote that I even highlighted because it's exactly pretty much what the sentiment was here. Even as a little boy, you thought I was cold and mean. Perhaps I was, but I was a man. I was a man the way I'd been taught to be a man. People respected that. I stayed in the same job for 40 years because of it. I supported you and your mother because of it. I own a house because of it. You have an inheritance because of it. Never did I think I'd have to apologize for being a man. But like I said, the world changed faster than I could. And I feel like it just shows, because he clearly does love his son in his own way, but he just wants him to be, a man, the man that he was taught this is how men should be. This is how you are a good man, by doing these things. And his son, isn't like that. He doesn't like sports. He doesn't like doing the stereotypical manly things. He likes to read. That's what he prefers. He wants to read with his mom, and his dad does not like that. In reading it, like, you can definitely hear the regrets in the letters. And even at the beginning of one letter, he mentioned, it was Thanksgiving, and he's by himself, dying of cancer, and he's not he scrambled an egg for himself for Thanksgiving dinner. He said, "There's no turkey or dressing for me. My family's gone, and I don't want anyone else's pity." But anyway, I'm loving this so much, but I am going to put it down for today because I think I want to pick up like an audiobook or something. So I'll probably pick this back up tomorrow and continue reading. I should be able to get through this pretty quickly. Like, I feel like this is a very quick read because of the letters, because I'm already, like a third of the way through, and I started it last night. So we'll talk again tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to finish tomorrow. It's probably going to be a few more days because I'm taking my time with it. I am really enjoying it, and I do feel like it's going to be 5-star, but this isn't one that I want to like go through really quickly. But we will talk again tomorrow once I'm probably, I'd say I'll get like 150 pages in tomorrow, hopefully. And we'll talk then, and I can update you even more. I feel like my feelings are going to be the same. Who knows? I feel like something else sad's going to happen, because there's been so many times, there's been so many times in this book where I've already felt like I've kind of wanted to cry, because it's already so like kind of sad and heartbreaking, just like these little things, that it's just like, oh. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow when I'm further in the book and I have some more updates. Good morning, everybody. I think it's been a few days since I gave you an update on Don't Cry For Me. I think the last time we spoke was Sunday, and I have finished the book since then. I finished it last night, and I gave this 4.75 stars. It was almost a 5-star, but I feel like in the last, I'm trying to remember what the word, third. I was gonna say last quarter, but I'm like, no, it's like 30%. I couldn't remember third. In the last third, I feel like it did kind of slow down a bit. Like, just not much was happening, so it did kind of feel like it took me a little bit longer to get through the last 100 than it took me to get through the first 100. But I still thought this was an amazing book. All my thoughts still really stand, because you can tell that our narrator, Jacob, he's the one writing letters to his son, Isaac. Throughout the book, you can really tell that he does love his son, and he does want to have a relationship with his son, but he cannot or will not accept, this part of Isaac. He wants him to be happy, and he wants him to have a great life, but he wants him to have a certain kind of happiness and a certain kind of life, and he's not willing to really change his thought process around that, at least at first. By the time he's writing these letters, you can tell he regrets all of that, and you can tell that at this point he does just want him to be happy as he is. And it's unfortunate, and it's heartbreaking that it's not until he was dying that he was really able to say that to him. And I'm pretty sure the book ends on his last letter, so they don't ever, as far as I'm making it somewhat assumption, because obviously these are just letters, so we don't really know anything that's happening outside of this, that they don't ever really reconcile, and this is his letter to him to somewhat give him that closure and understand his father more, I guess. Because even the last paragraph, he says, "Live your life freely, Isaac. Rise above our history and be your unapologetic self. Just remember that I meant well. even in my failure, I truly meant well. And I never like cried while reading this. There were a few times where I got a little choked up, but I never like fully cried. But I still thought this was such a good book. I really did enjoy this. And I have already ordered Isaac's Song, which is, I believe, Isaac's somewhat response to this, maybe. From the synopsis, it doesn't seem as if it's him responding to his father's letters, but I do feel like that will play into it. So I am very excited to get to that. I'm probably not reading it in this vlog because it's not coming until next week, which is annoying because it's coming, I'm gonna be like out of town next week, and it's coming literally I think the day after I leave, which is annoying because when I first like ordered the book, it said it would be here the 2nd to the 3rd, and then it updated till like a week later. But whatever, it'll be here. I am excited to read that. We'll probably read that in the next book of the month vlog because there's gonna be a bunch of them because I have a lot of books to get through. But this was amazing. I loved this. I do highly recommend this. I thought it was such a great read, and obviously I can't necessarily relate because I am not a Black man, so I don't know the struggles of, you know, being a Black man with a Black father. I do have a Black father, obviously. But like, my father's great. My father's amazing. So, but it is interesting because I feel like in real life and even in like movies and other stories, you do hear how somewhat in the Black community, the struggles Black men have with their fathers. And it's hard to read, you know. It was a sad story, it's a heartbreaking story. And my heart was mostly breaking, obviously, for Isaac, because just hearing his dad's thoughts and like how he would think about him and how he would treat him in certain scenarios, like growing up in this house and your father's just constantly like this overbearing figure. And even with him, his grandfather raised him, and his grandfather was the same way. So he really didn't know any better. That's just how he was raised. That's just how he knew the world to work. And the world was changing. And in that quote I read you before, the world changed, you know, faster than he could catch up. He thought he was doing the right thing by his son, but he really wasn't. And it wasn't until, you know, his final days where he finally accepted that maybe I'm not right. Maybe this isn't the way everyone has to live their lives. Maybe there is a different path. So yeah, it was heartbreaking because it doesn't seem like they really got to reconcile at the end, but I do really want to read Isaac's side of this and Isaac's story because it's probably going to be just as heartbreaking, but I know it's going to be really good. And I definitely plan on reading much more by Daniel Black in the future. This was an amazing book and I do highly recommend it. All right, and now I have started a second book, Razorblade Tears. I'm 40-ish% of the way through, I think. I'm listening to the audiobook. And actually, was that where I was at? Yeah, I think I'm on chapter 25. So I'm about 40-ish% of the way through. So, you know, almost halfway there. And I am also really enjoying this. The premise behind this one is that, what are their names? Ike and Buddy. Ike and Buddy have two sons that neither of them have spoken to in years because they are both gay. And their sons were married to each other. However, they were both murdered in their home. And obviously the police really haven't been any help. So Ike and Buddy decide to go out and find out what happened to their children on their own. And it gets pretty, they're not exactly doing it lawfully. Let's just say that. So nothing too crazy has happened yet, but I think things are gonna get crazier as we go on. Because right now there's like a biker gang somehow involved, I think. I don't know, but there's some things. They're trying to find someone. It's a whole thriller. It's a mystery. It's a thriller. And I'm enjoying it so far. And funny enough, I feel like Razorblade Tears and Don't Cry For Me have very similar themes because clearly Ike and Buddy are from two very different sides. Ike is Black, Buddy is white, but he's also kind of racist. He's not trying to be, but like how he grew up, he just kind of has some of these notions about Black people that are not PC. But neither of them were accepting of their sons being gay, and I don't think either of them have also talked to their sons in years. And there are definitely some chapters where you see them kind of reflecting back and having regrets of how they treated their sons, and somewhat wishing, maybe they had been more accepting, but now it's too late, because in this one their sons are murdered, so they can't reconcile. In this one he's dying, and also he's like kind of, in this one he's somewhat refusing to reconcile. He wants to, but he just can't bring himself put himself in his son's life after everything he'd done and gone through, but in this one, again, it's too late for them to reconcile because their children are dead, which is interesting that there are two very different books, but they do have very similar themes going throughout the book, which I'm really enjoying. I do really like this. So we shall continue on with this. I've got to deal with my apartment, because like I said, I'm going out of town, and like I can't come back to a dirty apartment. It will drive me insane. And it's not insane, I just have a lot of books in random stacks everywhere that I really need to put back. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be getting my apartment in order while we listen to Razorblade Tears. So I'm going to hopefully, I don't know how much left of the audiobook I technically have, but I feel like I could definitely finish this today. And then, who knows, that may be the end of this vlog, or maybe we'll see if we can squeeze one more in. We shall see. We shall see. I just finished Razorblade Tears. I'm low-key so sad. Like, the ending, it was good, but like it was also really sad. It wasn't like heartbreaking, but I think it was also really sad. But like these two, I feel like, unlike Don't Cry For Me, by the time you kind of get to the end of this, I feel like I do feel more for Buddy and Ike than I did for Jacob in that book, because I don't know, maybe just because like all this stuff was happening, but you could really see by like they loved their sons, and they really did regret everything that happened, and they were trying to avenge them, and they did. I don't know, I'm not making any sense, and I know it, but like I don't know, the ending, it was sad. It was a really good ending. It was very sad. I don't know what I want to give this. I feel like I want to give it like 4.5. I feel like I'm sitting on a 4.5, which is weird because I'm like, I feel like maybe I liked it more than Don't Cry For Me, but I still want to give it a 4.5. I don't know. It was very good though. S.A. Cosby is a great writer. Like, this is amazing. And like now I really do want to read his other books. I do own another of his books, Blacktop Wasteland. And then I know he had a recent release this past year, All the Sinners Bleed. I really want to read that one. That one looks really good. But this was fantastic. This is amazing. I really enjoyed it. I can't believe I put it off for so long, because when it came out, so many people loved it. And I don't know, I've just been pushing it off for so long. This was very good. And as I was like listening to this, I don't know why, and I feel like with a lot of people, I'm always picturing, I don't remember the other guy's name, but Denzel Washington, I always pictured as Ike. And then the guy who played, literally the only role I can remember him, he was the blue guy in Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember his name, but like that's who I picture as Buddy. And I feel like that would totally work. I don't know if they're making, I feel like I heard somewhere that maybe this is getting adapted. If not, it should. And those are the two people who have to play Ike and Buddy. Like, who else could play Ike and Buddy? Like, that's just, I feel like that those two are just like seared in my brain. And if it's not them, it's not real. It doesn't work. I don't know. But anyways, I have finished this. So I think I am gonna pick another book to finish, because I've got 2 days to finish it. It was just, so I think I can squeeze it in to this vlog before the end. I just don't know what I want to read. I did pull down none of this is true because I thought maybe I'd read this next. Because this is another audio I can pick up because so many people recommend reading this one on audio. But I don't know. I don't know if I want another thriller. But I also kind of feel like maybe I'm feeling something a little more literary. Even though I also did just read a literary book. So I don't know. I'll probably stand her for a minute trying to figure out what book I want to read next. And then I'll probably just update you in the morning because I could stand here for the next like 30 minutes and not decide. But I'll let you know in the morning. I'll probably get maybe like 50 pages into it. But yeah, we'll talk in the morning. Good night. Hello. Good afternoon. It's 3:30 the next day. I did pick a new book. Started Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. I went back and forth. I read the first chapter for Blacktop Wasteland, which is also by S.A. Cosby. But I was feeling like I just needed something a bit more upbeat. And like, yes, this is about like hired killers. However, it's like a funny book. It's kind of like Thursday Murder Club, at least that's what they're describing it as. And from the first few chapters, I'm getting that vibe, definitely. I'm only on chapter 7, which is 68 pages in. I am enjoying it so far. So we'll see how that continues on. I was listening to the audiobook when I was waiting to get my nails done, which I did. Aren't they cute? See them? So I got this done today. And then I had to go to Costco because I finally had to, stock back up on shit. I spent over $100 at Costco, so that sucked. But then I also went to Ulta. I spent almost $100 at Ulta too. And like, it's just in this tiny little bag. And I didn't even buy expensive stuff. Like I bought NYX, ELF, Essence, which are all like cheap brands, like, or they're affordable brands. They're considered drugstore. But I mean, I'm not too mad. I needed a setting spray for traveling because my One Size Beauty one ran out, and I thought they sold it at Ulta, but it's only at Sephora. So I thought I'd try this. Got a lip liner. I needed a blush to travel because the blush I have, the top broke, and I'm afraid that it's gonna like pop open in my bag and get blush literally everywhere. A brow pen, which I'm hoping this is dark enough because normally I don't do black. I do a dark brown, and that's what this is. So we shall see. And then I did buy these two. They're lip serums, Lip IV by NYX. This one is Water About Wine, and this one is Espresso Soak. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the shades, like, at all. But, like, one's a bit more burgundy, one's a bit more brown. And then I bought this lip oil from ELF, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a dupe for the Dior one, which I saw the Dior one in there. And genuinely, I was like, I wasn't gonna buy it, but like, I kind of was like, oh, I could probably buy it. I was like, $40 isn't that bad. And then I genuinely had to sit there for a second, like, have you lost your mind? $40 for a lip oil? And this was, I think, $8. And I'm almost positive this is exact, like, dupe for it. And the little doe foot applicator on this is so soft. It's so nice. So I do highly recommend if you were wanting to try maybe the Dior, but like didn't want to spend $40, get the ELF. It's what I have on my lips right now. And I think it's very nice. I highly recommend. This is going to be staying in my bag. It's going to be a staple for when I just want like a gloss and maybe not like any color. Because right now I am using another NYX one, which I think also may be a dupe for the Dior. Actually, I have one right here. The one I have in my bag is a darker color, but I have the same NYX Fat Lip Oil. And I'm pretty sure it's got the same sort of doe foot applicator. Yeah. But I think the ELF one is softer. This one is nice. This one is very, very soft. Like, I was actually surprised at how nice it felt. So, I also bought some beauty blenders. But I do need to continue on reading this. I want to see if I can get at least halfway by the end of tonight. But I do have some studying I need to get done. I still need to pack because I haven't done that yet. But packing seems like tomorrow's problem. Studying will be today. Getting a good chunk of the way into this will be today. And then packing will be tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think I told you what this is about. This is about 4 elderly women, Billy, Mary Alice, Helen, and Natalie. They're going into retirement because they used to be assassins and they were in that job for 40 years. But now that they're going to retirement, apparently the association they used to work for is not willing to let them retire. Yeah, they're not willing to let them retire, so they've contracted, I guess, some of their old co-workers to, you know? And I think this book is just them, I guess, trying to make it out alive because they're on a cruise, so they're kind of stuck there. But it's interesting so far. I think we'll see how it goes. I think I'll like it. I don't know, I've heard mixed things about this. I think people do like her other series, the Veronica Speedwell series, more. And I've listened to, I think, up to book 6 or 7 on audio for that. I do think it's good, but I don't know, I feel kind of wishy-washy about it. I feel like I want to start it over from the beginning because everyone seems to really love that, and I just feel very like, yeah, they're good, you know? So I want to try them over, but I am enjoying this so far. I'm not too far into it, but it is going well. Yeah, I'll probably update you later tonight once I'm a good chunk of the way through. Good morning, everybody. So, last night, I did in fact finish Killers of a Certain Age. I didn't update you because, I don't know, I started feeling kind of queasy, so I just went and laid down. But I did finish listening to the audiobook for this, and I think I'm sitting around a 3.25 for this book. I thought it was good. Like, it was fine. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's always compared to Thursday Murder Club, and I feel like I felt kind of so-so about Thursday Murder Club as well. I didn't, like, hate it, but I also wasn't, like, I feel like as obsessed with it as most people are. I do want to try and reread it and give it another chance, but I don't know. That one I felt very so-so about, and I felt very so-so about this, and I think at least with Thursday Murder Club, I did enjoy that one a bit more. Mainly because I think I liked the characters a bit more. I felt like they were more interesting. Whereas in this, they were fine. But like also genuinely, I really couldn't remember each person. Like it got to the point where like they would give names and I was like, okay, I really don't remember who's who, what they're going through, what their personality is. I just kind of kept forgetting. By the end, I remembered, and I mean, Billy is our like main character. We're kind of always with her, so I remembered her, but like the other ones were kind of, you know, so I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't exactly a hit. It wasn't bad. I do think if you just want like a fun thriller-esque book, this is it. Because it's definitely not like, because it's definitely like the tone is definitely like nowhere near like Razorblade Tears or anything like that. It's definitely more on the lighthearted side. I think if you've read her Veronica Speedwell series, like you kind of know what the tone is. I do think Veronica Speedwell personally is also better. That one again, I'm not like super in love with, but it's a fun series. But this was a fun read. It was a nice like little palate cleanser book. And then I also felt like at the end, and why I think I also enjoyed Thursday Murder Club more, I kind of knew how things were gonna play out. As we were going through this, there wasn't really any points where I was like shocked at any sort of like reveals or twists or turns. It just kind of felt like, okay, I know where this is going. Whereas Thursday Murder Club, there were some reveals where like I didn't see things coming, and I thought that was like, it kept it very interesting. This one, I kind of knew where the story was going. I knew where it was going to end up. And I did see a review, and I thought this too, where this would make a very good movie, kind of like the movie Red with Bruce Willis. I think that, like, this movie-wise would be perfect. Honestly, I think it'd probably be better than the books. I feel like it'd probably be a bit more fun, even though the book is fun. But like the movie, I just feel like it would be adapted very well. So I do think, I hope that happens, because I definitely go see the movie. But yeah, this was fun, but wasn't amazing, I would say. But with that, we have now finished or cleared off 4 books from my massive pile of Book of the Month books. And I think this was a very good start to this challenge. I really loved 2 of the books. I DNF1, and that was more, it's me, it's not the book. I definitely would recommend to people, if you're interested in her story and you're interested with what happened to her, go for it. It just personally wasn't to my taste. And then also Killers of a Certain Age. It also is fun. I would recommend. I wasn't the most amazing life-changing thing I ever know, but you know, it was a fun book. So that is that on today's vlog. I will be doing another one of these because I'm hoping to just get through this entire pile, and there's a lot of them, so it's gonna take me a minute. This is only episode 1, so I will see you in the next Book of the Month vlog. I hope all of you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.